Hello everyone, this is KleverKrok and welcome back. Today I have a special surprise for you all. I actually, I've posted a video in the past, probably seemed out of nowhere, but it was a Pokemon match on Smogon. I started a competitive Pokemon League in a draft style format similar to larger channels and stuff, but this is just with my friends, and I figured, hey, it might be fun to post this stuff and talk about it, talk about my prep, as well as usually record the matches live. However, I did not do that for my first match last week, so I wanted to kind of walk through this match in the replay and just talk about it some. I think it was a really good match, and Week 2 will be coming up soon as well, and that one was also a really good match, both very close. So, as you can tell, well, I guess you can't, I'm Bstock 1292 in this. That's my Smogon username that I usually use. The way the draft went, I was really hoping to get Dark-type, and when that got taken, I was 7th out of 8. So I didn't really have that chance. Dark got taken like 4th or 5th in. So I thought maybe I had a chance. Ground was my second choice, and that was taken 2nd. And then after that, I was stuck between Water and Ghost. And I probably should have gone with Water because that's just a better, more versatile typing. But I wanted to go with Ghost because I think it was more interesting and challenging. So, yeah, so I ended up picking Ghost. My draft, I will actually show you right now. I don't have sprites and everything as of right now, but I'll try to be more professional in the future. I am the coach of the Pain Splitters, and this is a mono-type league, as I may or may not have said at this point. So I picked Ghost type, and there is Steel, which is the Flash of Steel, and then the Ground Pounders, who obviously is Ground type. Anything is a poison with the right dosage. That's my friend Sal. He's a poison type. And then we've got the Richmond Raikos, who are the dark types, and then water, psychic, and normal type. So I ended up drafting, and really the way I was thinking is I was trying to get the Pokemon that I thought people were going to take first because of shared types. So that's why I went with Doublade, because I really wanted something other than Gengar that was resistant to toxic and poison. So, or immune, that is. So yeah, I went with Doublade, and I paid for it dearly because I did not get Sableye, and so that was really crushing. But I ended up still being able to pull out getting Jellicent and Gengar, even though there's poison and water type teams as well. And I still did get Spiritomb, so I still have a dark type on my team. Trevenant, Cofagrigus, I always gotta go with Coffin. He's like one of my favorites. Mega Bayonet, putting in a lot of work, and he's really good. Drifblim, I've tried a couple different sets with him, and I'm excited to use him this season with his different abilities, so that'll be pretty fun. Chandelure is also really good. Frostlass is fun. Mismagus and Dusclops. I tried to get, a balance of like tanky and bulky ghost types, which ghost types aren't traditionally known for their speed, even though you have Gengar and Frostlass. Like, most of them are fairly slow in comparison. Mismagus is also somewhat fast. Chandelure is like your traditional Scarf special sweeper. So yeah, that was my draft. I was hoping that I'd be able to get maybe Sableye. I was also hoping to get Golurk, but both of those were taken. I'm thankful that I was able to get Jellicent and Doublade and Gengar because they are really good. What else? Hoopo was taken, and that was something I was considering. So really, in retrospect, I am going to be hard countered when I play against the Raikus with their dark types. But I think I have a relatively neutral ranking based on just like type choice in comparison to everything else. So all that to say, we can go ahead and look at the match. So I knew that he was going to be bringing Hippowdon. I knew it because, you know, just the special defense boost along with the residual damage and the fact that he knows that I only have one Pokemon that can that won't be taking damage from it. It was just an obvious choice, obviously for Stealth Rocks as well. Golurk for that stab damage. Wasn't sure if he's going to be Scarfed or Sashed or whatever. Claydol, I'm guessing, was just for Tech and Rapid Spin. Gastrodon was just, I guess, another bulky wall. And then Crocodile, obviously, was his Dark type, so he definitely going to bring him. It hurts so bad to have to fight your mascot. But what are you going to do? And then Gliscor. And let me just say, I think this match was really tough. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I think I made some really good plays. And I also think I got really lucky. So let's just have the match speak for itself. Hopefully slow isn't too slow. But I don't want to rush through it. So he puts out Hungry, the Hippowdon. And I put out Gengar. I haven't come up with nicknames yet. So I'm expecting him to go with Stealth Rocks. Sorry, I'm going to pause every now and then. So I just go for the damage, hoping to get a 2-hit KO. I probably should have just calced it. I didn't. He goes for the Stealth Rocks here. And I'm like, well, I might as well try and get him down to the red. He's probably going to Whirlwind me anyway, so there's no point in switching out. And then he didn't do that, of course. And so I just stuck in with the Shadow Ball. I'm like, okay, well, from here, obviously he's specially defensive. You can tell that for sure. And I have no benefit in staying in, even though, like, I'm a sub Gengar. I tried that out, you know. I tried seeing if I could survive a Scald from him, and obviously I couldn't. So I realized then that I can switch into Jellicent for the immunity. With his water absorb, so that's what I ended up doing, I believe. Yes. So I switch out to Jellicent, and he goes for Scald. I get the heal, and then I think I believe I put Toxic on him, so I think that's what I go for here, because with these water ground types. Oh no, I brought Energy Ball because I wanted to be able to. You know, I think I was expecting Gastrodon to come, and I think that was the only way to counter him, was to have a grass type, like, move on either Gengar and or Jellicent. He Toxic'd me. I realized that I can hit him again. He's going to switch out here. And I think I went for Energy Ball again. No, I went for the Will-O-Wisp. That's what I did here. I was predicting the Gliscor. Yeah, that was great. So I was like, he's definitely not staying in to lose his Gastrodon. That's his counter, or his wall, basically, for both my Frostlass and my Gengar. So I knew that he was going to try and keep him. He's got Recover on it. He can get it back later in a pinch. No pun intended. And I was like, he's going to switch in Gliscor. I can't one-shot Gliscor, especially in the sand. So I was like, well, I have to just hope that a Will-O-Wisp burns him, and then the Toxic Heal won't work, and he will be relatively useless. So that's what I went for, and it ended up working. So I was really lucky there. I think I ended up trying to stay in and Scald him. I took the knockoff and lost the leftovers, but it was not significant damage, so I decided to stay in and try and do as much as I could to this thing. And I was willing to lose it. Or let's see, I think he goes for knockoff again. I believe I go for Recover here, because I know he can't take me out. Yeah. And I think it's kind of pointless because the toxic damage was doing so much, but the burn actually did end up killing him. I forgot about that. So I was like, awesome. I was able to take out Gliscor. That thing was a mess. And Mr. Lockjaw with the Choice Scarf Moxie. I knew this was going to happen. I really didn't think I had a way of beating it, so I just sent out my wall to get rid of the Moxie, to get, you know, deal potentially a quarter of his health in Rocky Helmet damage. Maybe it was more like 75%. 70% or something, whatever it is. 67%. Okay, so a third of his health is gone. I did lose Coffin out of that, and it was kind of unfortunate because I did want to save him but I couldn't. There was not much else I could do. So here I go for a Bayonet, I Mega Evolve, and I believe I go for Sucker Punch because I wanted to get off as much damage as I could. But maybe I went for Will-O-Wisp instead, I'm not sure. No, I did go for Sucker Punch, okay. So I think I was okay with it because I was considering worst case scenario. I wasn't trying to play risky there. Got the Mega Evolution off, went for the burn. I knew he was probably going to either EQ or maybe Whirlwind, but he slacked off, that's fine. I've made his Earthquake useless if he did have that move. And I kept going for Sucker Punch, predicting him to still try and do damage, but I should have considered the fact that he was going to use Whirlwind. So that's what he ended up doing. Sends me out the Gengar. Just like turn 1, I think I go for Shadow Ball here. Or maybe I go for something else. But I'm just trying to go for raw damage so that I can take this guy out. So I do get Shadow Ball off on him. He Whirlwinds again. And here comes Doublade. So I got an Air Balloon, so I'm protected from any EQ he has. He has to switch out because he can't touch me, both because of burn and that. So he tries to heal up. I get my Swords Dance off, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't get too greedy because he's just going to Whirlwind. That's what I was afraid of the first time. That was a risk that I took, so I went for Shadow Sneak because I knew he outsped. And got some more damage off. He Whirlwinds, of course, and I'm sent back out to Gengar, and now I'm within kill range for Shadow Ball. So that's what I do. I go for Shadow Ball here, I believe. And I think... no. Okay, so he does take him out. I did go for Shadow Ball. I had Dazzling Gleam on him. I totally should have seen that coming. I did not, though. And since I am not Scarfed, he's going to take me out with Crunch here and get his Moxie boost. Because I had no viable switch-in, and at this point, even though Gengar was very useful to me, I really needed Frostlass more, Life Orb Frostlass, to be able to take out the rest of his team. So I go out into Bayonet, I go for the Will-O-Wisp now that I've got Prankster. Burned him. Unfortunately, Crunch is still strong enough with the crit that I think comes. No, it's not a crit. Okay, so he just uses Crunch, it takes me out. He gets another boost in his Moxie, but he's now burned. So, I'm in a pretty good situation to be able to go out into Doublade. He's Eviolite, no, he's Air Balloon, but I did do max HP, max defense with 1 point invested Adamant Nature. So I go for Swords Dance hoping that I live it, and I end up living it, and so he gets whittled down. And this is where it gets awesome. Again, like I said, I think this was just kind of lucky. Well, again, I guess never mind, because it was a critical hit with his Crunch on me. So I Swords Dance, and then I go for Shadow Sneak. I take out Lockjaw. And then he goes out into, I think it's Hippowdon. Yeah, for the Sand. And then he was, I guess, going to go for Earthquake or Whirlwind. But I go for Shadow Sneak, take that one out as well. And then he goes out into Gastrodon, and then I return his crit on me with my own crit on his Gastrodon. And then I think he goes out into Golurk, and I was really hoping that this would knock him out. But he's pretty bulky, I guess, so it was really close, but not enough. He takes out Doublade. But, you know, a clean sweep of 3 is not bad at all. So I think this is where I go out into Frostlass. I just go for the Ice Shard, you know, avoid any shenanigans with a Choice Scarf or anything. Even though I guess, you know, one of the rules in the league is that you can't have duplicate items on your team during a match. So I guess I could have assumed that that wasn't going to be the case, but I wanted to be extra safe. And so I knew here that I had to either go for Ice Beam and hope... Whoa, sorry. I either had to go for Ice Beam and hope that it would kill, but I know Claydol is bulky, especially on the special side. So I was like, well, I've got Destiny Bond for this reason. He's going to go for an attack. He's backed into a corner. He has to take him out. If I lose Frostlass, then I probably lose the game because Jellicent's toxic. So I was like, okay, well, I will just take the 1-0 and go for Destiny Bond and ensure my victory. So that is what happens. I use Destiny Bond on Frostlass, and he goes down. And there you go. The game is over. So, I really had a lot of fun in this match. I think it was a really close one. I think it was fairly even. Fair, in fair, we both got crits. I'm not sure how much the crit mattered on a Gastrodon, because it was not physically defensive, and it was also, I also had +2 in my Doublade. Regardless, I think it was a really good match, and look forward to week 2 because it is just as fun. And that one is live, so look out for that one. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. If y'all enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you want, subscribe for more videos. Hope to see y'all in the future, and thank you for watching.